Hello everyone, I'm Akshasan and welcome back to the Red Devils podcast. First of all, finally, I'm like Lord praise Erik ten Hag, but finally we have a manager who's doing really great in such a little span of time and with what he has been provided. And yesterday we beat Reading. I mean, I know people are gonna say around the world that it's just Reading. Don't make it a mockery out of yourself. But finally, we have a manager who's taking even cup games seriously, and I'm okay with it. I have no issue with that. Obviously, I would have been more happy if we had a squad depth and we had tons and tons of better bench strength if we're gonna talk talk in a footballing sense, but unfortunately we don't. But let's not dwell on the sad part, because let's face it, we're not gonna change anything. It's just 2 days until the transfer window closes, and we still haven't signed anyone besides Weghorst and Butland, and both of them are basically squad players. Weghorst is doing a okay job. He's holding up the ball pretty good. He's basically a defensive player up front. You know what? So I'm okay with it, but I really would have liked that we could have signed an attacker or a midfielder, because we still don't have many players who are from the first team are injured, and Delo is still unclear when he's gonna be back. Yesterday we never saw McTominay in the Reading game last night, and obviously the understudy of Bruno Fernandes, Ronnie van der Beek, he's out for the season. Anthony Martial again picked up a knock, and nobody knows when he's gonna be coming back, because he's kind of like Cinderella. He's just like out of the story, and yeah, that's pretty much. And last night, if you people around the world have seen that match against Reading last night, FA Cup, you know this very well. I mean, the first team, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, even Fred, they all were brilliant. Not as good as we want them to be, but they were pretty much great. Casemiro out of the world. Seriously, he was world class yesterday. But again, the moment he subbed off the first team players and he brought on those youngsters, Garnacho, Elanga, Menu, Pellistri, that time again nobody can accept this, that they are still young kids. They are basically youngsters, and they don't have that strength or the stamina or the footballing brain to make that game, wrap that game basically. Because let's face it, when Reading started to counter attack in the second half, and we were already 3-1, it was already 3-1, the young kids could not take the game to them. They were not able to counter attack. They were not able to play the passes just like Erik ten Hag wanted them to play. And Garnacho and Pellistri, they both showed some talents. They both showed some moments, magical moments in the field. But besides that, I was really, I'm still really surprised that Man United board members, the so-called Murtagh, Richard Arnold, they are still bloody assholes, and they are not even watching the game that Man United are playing week in, week out. Our players are trying really hard, and this manager is delivering something that no one else in the world could even imagine with this Man United squad, and he's still delivering that thing. And you guys need to understand, if you have a little bit footballing sense, that you need to give him players. You need to sign at least 2 players for his squad. Just loan 2 players from around the world. Any team would give you 2 players, young players, or maybe midfield options. Last week or maybe this midweek, we were getting news that Marco Reus from Borussia Dortmund, we are planning to loan him in, and that was very stupid thing, because no doubt he's like out of contract this summer, but he's the captain of the club. He has been a loyal servant of Borussia Dortmund. He's pretty much injured right now, and I don't think so an injured player who's a great legend of the club and a captain of the club will not even say goodbye to his fans and just leave on loan. And even if you loan him in, where you gonna play him? You're gonna make him an understudy of Bruno Fernandes. He has been injured for 4 times in one season, and this season is not even finished. From July to January, he has been injured for 4 times and out for a week, then a month. And Man United are actually looking at Marco Reus as an option for loaning him in on the transfer day deadline, and that is the most disturbing and pathetic, ridiculous news of the transfer market. I mean, look at Chelsea. They are signing players for summer. Look at Arsenal. They are still trying to sign more players. Man City, Liverpool, and Man United, who are actually in the top 4 race, who want to be in the top 4 race, who want to play in the Champions League and everything, still our owners couldn't even care less about the Man United squad depth, and that is very disturbing. That is very disappointing for us Man United fans all around the world, because we've been crying, and let's face it, we've been crying for holding midfielder, defensive midfielder for ages. We've been crying for a defensive midfielder. Even when Mourinho was here, I don't remember who he exactly wanted, but he wanted a defensive midfielder, but nobody wanted to give him that money. And again, look what happened last night. Casemiro, I mean, Reading literally parked the bus. If you have seen that game, Reading literally parked the bus, and they were marking all our attackers. And that is why we needed a manager like Erik ten Hag. We needed a tactical genius. He knew that until half time they were marking all our players. They literally parked the bus, and there was no way that we could have scored a goal, because they were literally that tight up front. And look what we did. He must have made a comment or remark to Casemiro, and Casemiro, being a world-class holding midfielder, he went in. Antony gave him an assist, and he just chipped in 1 goal. And in another 4 minutes, in the span of 4 minutes, he scored another worldly, so that Man United could wrap up the game in style. And that was pretty much done for Reading, because as soon as it was 1-0, I knew that we're gonna win this match pretty much comfortably. And I still don't understand why the Man United board members are not loaning players, are not signing players, because Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Antony, even Casemiro, these players literally looked tired in the second half. And I'm not gonna criticize any players, because these guys are playing every week, every game for at least 60 to 70 minutes, or maybe sometimes even 90 minutes. And that is very disappointing, because sooner or later these guys are gonna pick up knocks, or these guys are gonna get exhausted. And that is what worries me. If they are not signing players, if these guys are not getting rest, I don't have any idea what Man United are gonna do. If Rashford, who's in form striker, if he picks up a knock, or he gets a lack of form, or he picks up a knock, I don't know what we're gonna do if Casemiro is injured. I don't know what we're gonna do if Bruno Fernandes is injured. I mean, sure, if you're gonna place somebody as an understudy of Scott McTominay, could do a role what Casemiro is doing, but they are from at both different levels. Casemiro is a world-class level. McTominay is just he probably is a Reading player. So you don't need a Reading player in a Man United squad. You need somebody like Casemiro. Unfortunately, we don't have that depth. And the young kids, I mean, I'm all up for young kids, because Pellistri, Garnacho, these are all future of the club, and they are playing great. But again, let's face it, these guys are not that developed that they're gonna win us matches. They're not gonna win us matches, and that's pretty much disappointing. And last night, Rashford was an informed striker, and he scored a goal, but it was disallowed, and pretty much I was very angry with that, because we made a wrong decision. It was a perfectly fine goal. And Rashford, Antony was great. I mean, when we're gonna talk about players, I mean, Antony has impressed me the most after December, because he has been playing in and out every week. And because we all know that Sancho was not here, Sancho was training alone in the Netherlands, and And at that point of time, I was really surprised that Anthony took that chance, and Anthony made us believe that no, it's okay, even if Sancho is not here, I'm gonna do the job every week. And he has done it brilliantly. Last night he was the man of the match by Paul Dixon. I mean, I won't have given him the man of the match, because for me Casemiro was man of the match, but still, the way he made some forward runs, the way he assisted that goal, and then he gave one assist, one almost very important pass to Bruno Fernandes, but he couldn't chip it in. But the way he played that game from the right side, I mean, that was amazing. And if we are talking about right side, I really want to talk about Wan-Bissaka, because again, when we needed a right back who can attack continuously, who can run up and down on the football field, and Dalot was injured, we were really scared, because Wan-Bissaka was not the first choice right back for Erik ten Hag, and we were really scared because there were news floating around the club that Wan-Bissaka is looking to move ahead. And see the way he grabbed that opportunity, because Dalot was injured, and the way he made couple of runs, the way he gave an assist, the way he bombarded crosses in the middle, I was really impressed with Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I still wouldn't consider him better than Dalot, because Dalot is defensively, he's also when we are having set pieces, Dalot is better than Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka has only one problem: he never defends his back post, and that is very irritating, because so many times we have seen this again and again, that Wan-Bissaka, when defending in a set piece, and he's defending a back post, he's not going to mark his man, he's not going to worry about the man, he's just going to look at the ball and bam, that's a goal. So that was worries me. But the way he has been developed by Erik ten Hag as an attacking right back, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by Wan-Bissaka. And I really don't want to talk about players, because let's face it, these players are playing week in, week out. You really don't want to say anything, you don't want to criticize them, because they are literally, breathing blood for us. And these managers, this is why we want new managers. This is why we want new owners in the club, because finally we have a manager who is a tactical genius, who has a footballing brain, who's a great coach, and now we need somebody who can actually buy United and love United and invest in United, because the moment summer comes, we'll be needing reinforcements, we'll be needing world-class players, so that we can challenge for the title. FA Cup and Carabao Cup are good, top 4 is even good, but winning the Premier League again, that is what Man United is all about. Winning the Champions Cup, that is what Man United is all about. So I really hope that we sign a couple of loanees before the transfer deadline, so that at least Erik ten Hag something on the bench. But honestly, I just want new owners for this club. I really wanted to do a watch along with like every other podcast does on their channel, but unfortunately, because my channel doesn't have that much subscribers and it doesn't have that much view, so I couldn't go live with my mobile. I had to go open my laptop, and that was like way too exhausting and hectic for me. So I thought, I'm gonna do that in another game. But until next time, please take care of yourselves. I'm gonna wrap this up, and thank you for watching the show. Please share it with your friends and all the Man United fans around the world. Just 2 days to the transfer deadline. I hope that we can sign, and I hope that I'm doing another video where I'm talking about the new signings of Man United, and I really hope that we get some signings, at least couple of signings before the transfer deadline. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Man United are still in top 4. We are still in FA Cup, and we are still in the Carabao Cup. So good times for Man United fan. Glory, Man United.